Generators, camping, hate them. If you were running a big loud generator next to me when I'm camping, I hate you. Stop it. I don't go out there to hear bah. I want to hear the wind whispering through the pines. I want to hear the water traveling through the brooks. I want to hear the call of the raven. I don't want to hear your bah. Hey folks, Mark from Fire Mountain Outdoors. Thanks for joining us today. And we're outside in the sun testing out the super cool electricity box. So right now, I've got 4 panels. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have those hooked up in a series parallel configuration where 2 panels are in series, and then those 2 panels are paralleled with the other 2. And they're coming in, and right now my battery voltage is at, well, there's our amps, 18.9 amps. This is a 20 amp controller, so our battery is starting to approach being fully charged. So our amps have dropped off. When we started, we were bouncing off of that limit of 19.9 amps. So the cool thing is that our panels are really closely matched. Those are Rock Pal's 100 watt folding panels, and there's 4 of them, so we have 400 watts, so that matches well here. Right now, I'm actually a little bit over paneled. We have 7.1 amps right now, and making 0.9 kW, and our battery voltage is at 13.8, 13.9. The cool thing is that I'm putting almost 20 amps in here, charging it, and I'm running my Apicool refrigerator right now, and it pulls. I got my amp clamp, my DC amp clamp on there, and it pulls about 2.6 amps. So I'm running my fridge. It's running all the time. It's happy, refrigerator cooler, and it's only pulling 2.6 amps, but I'm charging 20 amps. So during the day, I can power the cooler. It's doing all of its stuff. It's doing its thing, and I still have 17 amps of charging capability. That's charging my batteries, and all of that excess can be used overnight in the dark. So that's a super fun thing. And I'm going to try one thing since we're approaching capacity. I've been playing with the configuration, and it didn't really matter if I went series or parallel because I was still limited by that 19 amps. I just bump up against that. Whether I jump the voltage up or down, the output was a limiting factor. So I'm going to try running 3 panels right now in parallel to charge this, and maybe that gives me an extra one to charge this Rock Pals that we have. So let's try that. These are pretty inexpensive adapters. I got these from off of Amazon through Bouge RV, and they seem to be a nice piece of kit. Now, these are just hooked up in series. We're going to just disconnect one of these and let it dangle. And hook the other one up. Right there. It's kind of weird, twisty. It's good. Stuff. So we're running all 10 gauge cable, which is good for 30 amps. We're only making 20 amps, but it gives me a little safety factor, and I like that. We don't have any hot wires. Okay, let's go see what kind of power we're putting in right now. So that load doesn't count because we're not hooked up the load terminals. So we're just waiting for it to scroll through. All right, we got 17 volts off of the panels, and we're charging with 11 amps. This is off of 3 in parallel. 0.9 kW, that's about what we were putting in before, 0.9. and our battery is at 13.6 volts, 13.7, and we're putting 13.7 amps into it. So that leaves the other panel free to use the adapter and plug this in. Let's see what we're doing. Inside the secret, mysterious bag of tricks that comes with the thing. Here is brand new cord with a high-tech bread tie. And plug that in. See if this is the right input for this rock pals. DC in, never exceed 24 volts input. That's good because we're not going to. We're gonna turn it on. I'm one of those weirdos that always leaves the plastic over the screen to protect it for a while. The battery's at 97%. That doesn't fit. So the cool thing about the rock pallets is you get this whole big giant selection of stuff. So you gotta find the one that fits the hole. It's always the last one you try. Probably because you'd be stupid if you kept trying, right? All right, so let's put this in. Burp. And sure enough, we're putting in 38 watts. So we're charging this up. It's a 97%, but we could power something off of it and make something magic happen. But yeah, it's all cool. I'm glad now. These panels are great. Well, we should put a load on something, Bob. Let's think of something to. Let's see. I think that because of our voltage on our battery that we're starting to choke back. So let's put a load on it and see if our amperage. What happens with our amperage going in? So right now we have 18 volts in, 10 amps off of the PV. 0.9 kWh kilowatt hours, and our battery's at 13.7. So we're gonna put on the heat gun running off of the inverter. And let's see what kind of amperage we're pulling on the inverter. Wow, look at that. See, heat gun. Any kind of electric heat just takes a ton of power. That is 128 amps, 127.89. 100 amps is a lot of current. That's why we're running these big single-aught cables. So I don't have any loads that I anticipate using that are as tough as this. Our battery voltage, we can see, has dropped down. And our amperage went up. So we are putting some more amps into it off of the panel. Just gotta make the speed up. 10.3 amps, 0.9. So we're still doing 0.9 kW input. So it didn't really step up. I think that's just a limit that we have with the 3 panels in a parallel configuration. All right. electricity box. It freaking works. It's a sunny day and I'm happy. I don't know what else to say, really. This is gonna be a cool setup. I'm super excited about. Here, let's pop that open. Look in there. So we got a fridge and a freezer section.
Ooh, there's ice. And a Diet Coke for me.
Oh, there you go. Some Diet Coke for you. That is just came out of the freezer to make sure it's nice and cold. We have the charging capacity. This only pulls 2.6 amps. I can put 20 amps off of these panels into the battery. I have no doubt that I can go in that trailer and go to elk camp and continue to make ice and keep the food cold, keep the beverages cold in there, running off of this almost indefinitely. So even if I only have 8 hours a day of good sun, if I can put 20 amps in there, and I'm only pulling 2 amps when it's running, it's going to be cold, so this will likely be cooler, so it's going to pull less amps. Freaking golden.
All while running your heater, your entertainment devices, charging your iPhone.
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly.
Shrink wrapping shit.
The reality is hopefully we'll be outside into the evening by a campfire bullshitting instead of being inside using electricity anyway. So this is really just to keep the beverages to fuel the bullshit and keep them
And the
cold.
Traeger going.
And yes, right, exactly.
And it's quiet. You
Yes.
don't have the obnoxious.
I hate generators camping. I detest
generator.
generators camping. That's the devil. Generators camping, hate them. If you were running a big loud generator next to me when I'm camping, I hate you. Stop it. I don't go out there to hear bah. I want to hear the wind whispering through the pines. I want to hear the water traveling through the brooks. I want to hear the call of the raven. I don't want to hear your bah. So this is cool. And I'm a good neighbor and make a nice, quiet electricity.
The only thing we hear is the little fan coming off of this refrigerator freezer right now.
And that fan's quieter than the wind in the trees right now.
Right.
Yes.
Beautiful day. And we've got electricity. It's costing you nothing.
Yep. Well, it
Well,
was
it
a
was
significant investment up
The
front.
investment up front.
But I've got a 10-year warranty on these batteries. And the panels should be good for at least 10 years. So I paid rent on potential electricity from the sun. No, I like it. So I'm proud of this electricity box. I'm really thankful that you guys came along and joined in the journey, and get after it if you want to build your own. If I can do it.
Maybe not everybody.
You might be able to do it.
Yeah. Well, good job.
Hey, thanks for watching. Stay safe. Always follow all the proper wiring procedures and safety, because you don't want to burn down your trailer, your tent, or your barn, or your family, or whatever. So do it right, do it safe, and do it good, and have fun.
Hey everybody, please like and subscribe.